Hey everyone, I'm Jelsy. I appreciate you being here with me today. If you're new, what's up? And for today's video, I'm going to do the episode challenge in regards to episode 10 from season 8 of A One Calls a Heart. Episode 10, Florence and Ned's wedding. Oh, it was so great, this episode. Before I continue, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. It would mean so much, and also follow me on Instagram at iamJelsy videos. Episode 10 is titled Old Love, New Love, Is This True Love? Written by Elizabeth Stewart and directed by Siobhan Devine. Let's begin with the challenge. I'm going to read the questions and I'm going to answer them thinking about episode 10. Favorite quote. You guys know that I love quotes, especially One Calls a Heart quotes. There were so many good ones in this episode. My goodness. But if I had to choose one, I think I would say the quote that Elizabeth says to Katie Yost in their conversation.
But there will always be uncertainty in life. And if we start to shrink back from those things that might hurt, well, then our greatest risk is possibly never experiencing our greatest joy.
Yeah, I know. I felt the same thing. Katie was a bit hesitant of watching her dad marry Florence, but not because she didn't like Florence or anything like that. It's just because she remembers how Ned was when he lost his first wife and how he was deeply saddened, and in her mind she was like, what if something happens to Florence? I don't want to see my dad go through that again. Katie Yost says this at the end of the episode. She says that living in fear is no way to live. So this quote is a reminder of that. It's a reminder for Katie Yost and Elizabeth, and it's also a reminder for me, and it may be, a reminder for you as well. And also I think to love unconditionally, because that's the best thing. Moment that made you laugh. There were a few moments that made me laugh, but I think the epic one.
Florence and Edmund.
Edmund?
Lee.
Did you know his name was Edmund?
Behave.
Lee is like me in that moment, because I don't know about you guys, but I really hadn't thought about Ned's full name ever. I just thought Ned is his name. But no, it's short for Edmund. And Lee is like, did you know that was his name? Favorite guest star moment. We hadn't seen Larissa Albuquerque, who plays Katie Yost, in a long time. It was so great to have her back. My favorite moment of her character is probably at the end when she arrives at Ned and Florence's wedding. She finally decided to go, because at first she was not sure if she was going to attend.
Hi, Daddy.
Sweetheart.
When she got there, it was like, yes. Favorite storyline? I mean, how can you not? It really was so great to see this wedding happen, and every Hope Valley wedding has had its own color palette, and this one had different types of orange and reds. It kind of had this fall vibe. This episode kind of is a process, especially for Ned, because at the beginning he starts feeling like he has cold feet. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't love Florence and he doesn't want to marry her. It's that first he knows that it's that day, so he kind of feels pressured into a corner, it has to be today. It's today. But Gowan helps him with that. He speaks to Florence and he's honest. I think that if this would have happened in earlier seasons, I think that Florence hearing that from Ned, she would have freaked out, I guess. But, she has come a long way and she's grown so much that she hears Ned saying this and she reacts totally calm, and she's like, okay, I will still love you. I won't think less of you because you're telling me this. I think this moment confirms to Ned, yes, I'm doing the right thing and I really want to do this today. That scene, by the way, was so lovely, and they actually decide to share their first kiss in private after that scene. It was so great to see Florence this happy and with this hope of starting a new life after she has gone through so much. And also Ned as well. I mean, moment that made you sad.
I don't like the way I've behaved lately. I haven't been myself, especially when it comes to our friendship. I'm sure you'd agree.
So it's kind of like a combination. It's a specific scene, but there was also these tiny moments. Elizabeth comes into the dress shop and she says to Rosemary, look, let's just put this thing aside and just focus on Florence and her big day and help her. I love that in this moment, Rosemary says, like, it's okay, we all face life's challenges in our own way, but friends remain friends. So she's saying that no matter what Elizabeth is going through and how she's dealing with the challenges that she's going through, that she's gonna remain there as her friend. Even though it looks quite a bit different right now, but she still is there to be her friend. Then later on, in different interactions with Elizabeth and Rosemary, Rosemary's eyes, like Pascal, I mean, her eyes just express that so clearly. And Erin's as well. Looking forward to seeing them, talk this out formally and just see them smile and to see this relationship like it is again. Most heartfelt moment.
You really are the sister I never had. You're the mother I forever wanted, and you are the friend that I have always needed.
This beautiful moment. This is after Florence is with her wedding dress on and she's at the barbershop, getting ready to leave for the church. Elizabeth Stewart wrote such beautiful words for this moment. Florence, starts to thank Molly, for her friendship and for always being there. That Molly was with her, since the beginning in the coal mines when they were going through this really difficult time. They had lost their husbands. They were fighting, as women to keep on going and to fight for their livelihoods and for their children. I mean, it has got to be my favorite Flomo moment ever in all the seasons. Most surprising moment, 2 of them. Okay, first one, Ned asking Gowan to be his best man. Also, the second surprising moment for me, was the ending of the episode. So everyone is in Florence and Ned's wedding reception, and Elizabeth and Nathan, walk out. Elizabeth says that to Nathan that she doesn't blame him for Jack's death. That is like a huge relief for Nathan, and you can see that he kind of gets emotional because he's so glad that she feels that way, and he knows that it's authentic. I was surprised because he then grabs her hands and Lucas just walks by in that exact moment and just sees that interaction, and I'm like, whoa. Moment you missed the first time watching. So when we're watching the episode for the first time, I mean, this is my experience. I'm live tweeting because I want to see what you guys are saying on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter, by the way, at iam_Jelsy. But I tend to miss some details, so when I do the rewatch, I see some things that I really had noticed.
When I sit at my desk and I look out the window across at the cafe, and I see her name, I got nothing but regret.
In my rewatch, I was like, whoa, did he just say that? Ned says, you and her are writing to each other, so that secret stays between us. Moment that left you intrigued. There's this man that comes into town.
I was wondering whether or not the owner would be interested in selling.
I am also the owner, and no, thank you, I'm not interested.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
The guy then leaves in his car and Jesse just runs after him because he is the one who took his and Clara's savings. So you guys remember this was the situation that came between Clara and Jesse at the beginning of the season. So I'm intrigued by who this guy is. He is probably going to bring trouble to Hope Valley. To see who this man is, and by watching the preview for next week, yeah, definitely. So that was the episode challenge. I had so much fun. Let me know in the comments if there was a specific moment that stuck with you, that spoke to you in some way. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on my next video. God bless. Bye.